ridiculous real fast. I'm just warning you.
Let's see a Fiesta vagina.
It's not about a Fiesta vagina. I'm sorry. I'll get there. One just for you. Just for you.
I gotta lean over your shoulders.
We live in a society of numbers, statistics, mathematical equations, a society where I'm restricted based on my age, where my status is a product of not only my race and gender, but my wage, where I exist as a set of 9 digits, and I am defined based on the size of my waist. Our national debt is over $12 trillion and is increasing at an average of $3.87 billion per day. In America, someone is raped every 2.5 minutes. In 2007, there were 248,300 rape victims, with a total of 4.2 million in the past 13 years. In the DRC, 600,000 have been killed, and an approximated 500,000 women and children have been sexually tortured and raped. Yet on the television, I hear about how a record-breaking 106.5 million people watch the Super Bowl. The war in Iraq has resulted in a documented range of 95 to 104,000 Iraqi casualties, 555,000 insurgents, 10,000 Iraqi police and soldiers, and 5,000 U.S. troops. But there's no mention of the number of broken families and the casualty of a country. See, I live in a world of poetry. These numbers are larger than I understand. I have no idea what 600,000 means. I don't need large numbers to make something significant. To me, the destruction of one is one too many.
Preach.
And I realize that all of these things are greater than me, and I know that this is where my mind should be, but then I think of you. It reminds me of elementary school when my teacher brought in a giant jar filled with Skittles and asked us to estimate how many it contained, and whoever was closest got to keep it. I didn't have a clue how many Skittles were in that jar, and I didn't know why it mattered. All I knew was that nobody else possibly loves Skittles as much as I do, and so they should just give the jar to me. I guess 3 billion wasn't even close, but I thought the jar was infinity, and that is how I think of you. And I guarantee that I will appreciate the taste of your rainbow more than anyone. Our society speaks the language of numbers and equations, and I speak a jumble of metaphors, and somewhere something's getting lost in translation. I will try to relay this message in a way that you can understand. I've been waiting 3 years for our slopes to intersect, but to me it feels like an eternity. I've been gaining interest over time, and while I realize that the odds are against me, I'm convinced that if we got in the same equation, that you plus me could equal something positive, and then maybe if things go well, then one day we could be mutually exclusive. And I've been trying to work this problem out in my head, but I keep getting stuck on how I want to be the denominator to your numerator, because all I keep thinking about is you on top of me. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible. I've been studying your algorithm for a while. I think your angles are acute, and I'd love to explore the surface area of your body, and I can be discreet if you'd like. It's not just your body, though. I think your mind's pretty radical. Since I saw you, I knew that you were anything but average. You know what I mean. But these come-ons are not really what I'm trying to say. I've been working on this theorem. I'm sure you've heard of the if A equals C, and B equals C, and then A equals B. So I was thinking that if you were hungry and I was hungry, that means we should go eat together. What I'm really trying to ask is that one day you evaluate the possibility of you and I converging. Because if I can factor out the variables between us, I tell you something from which I hope you could derive meaning. In my mind, you are a constant. Did you know that in Scrabble I can make 91 words out of the letters of your name? Yeah, that's how often I think of you. To me, you are a perfect number, the golden ratio, and